You are now a soldier in ancient Rome, around 2,000 years ago. You wake up before sunrise every single morning. You march for miles in heavy armor under a blazing sun. You fight wars in foreign lands for an empire you have never fully seen. You risk your life every single day. And when payday comes, and this is the part that will stop you in your tracks, you are not handed gold coins. You are not handed silver. You are handed a small, carefully measured portion of salt. That is your wage. That is your reward. That is the thing you worked, bled, and marched for. Salt. And before you laugh, before you think that sounds ridiculous, I need you to understand what salt actually meant in the ancient world, because this is one of the most misunderstood facts in all of economic history. Salt in ancient Rome was not a condiment. It was not a seasoning. It was life itself. Salt preserved meat so your food did not rot. Salt preserved fish so it could travel across the empire. Salt kept armies fed on long campaigns where there were no refrigerators, no grocery stores, no way to keep food from spoiling in the heat. Without salt, civilizations literally could not function. Armies would starve, trade would collapse, cities would die. Salt was so valuable that entire trade routes were built around it. One of the oldest roads in all of Rome, a road that still partially exists today, was called the Via Salaria, which in Latin means the Salt Road. Merchants walked that road for centuries carrying salt from the coast to inland cities. And Roman soldiers guarded those routes with their lives because losing the salt supply was as catastrophic as losing a battle. This is where the word salary comes from. The Latin word salarium, meaning a payment made in salt, or money given to a soldier to buy salt. And from that word, over thousands of years, through the French language and eventually into English, came the word you use today every time someone asks you how much you make. Your salary, your salt money. The ghost of an ancient payment system is hiding inside the most modern financial word you own. But salt was not the only strange currency people were paid with throughout history, and this is where it gets even more mind-blowing. In ancient China, workers were paid in blocks of compressed tea. In colonial America, tobacco leaves were used as wages and even accepted as tax payments. In parts of ancient Africa, iron bars were standard payment for labor. In Iceland, centuries ago, dried fish was a legitimate currency used to pay workers and settle debts. The idea that getting paid means receiving paper money or a bank transfer is extremely new in human history. For most of the thousands of years, humans have been working for other humans. Payment came in whatever the most valuable and most needed physical thing was at the time. And here is something even more fascinating that historians rarely talk about openly. In ancient Egypt, the civilization that built the pyramids, one of the greatest construction projects in all of human history, the workers were not slaves. That is a myth. Research from modern archaeologists studying workers' villages near Giza has shown that pyramid builders were paid workers, skilled laborers, and their wages were paid in beer and bread. Official government-issued rations of bread and beer handed out daily, calculated carefully by the Egyptian state. Workers even went on strike once when their bread and beer rations were late. The world's first recorded labor strike in history, over bread and beer wages, happened over 4,000 years ago in ancient Egypt. These workers understood something deeply important that most modern employees have completely forgotten. They understood the real value of what they were receiving. They knew exactly what their wages could buy. They knew the difference between a fair ration and an unfair one. They could hold their payment in their hands, taste it, use it immediately. There was no confusion about what they were owed. And now let me bring you forward to the moment everything changed. When metal coins arrived, when gold and silver became the standard of payment, when wages became numbers instead of physical goods, something invisible but enormous shifted in how human beings relate to their work and their pay. The salt was gone, the bread was gone, the tea bricks and the iron bars were gone, and in their place came something abstract, something symbolic, something that could be inflated, manipulated, and made to mean less over time without you even noticing. Something you are still dealing with today. Welcome back to the present. You have a salary. It hits your bank account on a fixed date every month. You see the number. Maybe you feel good about it. Maybe you feel it is never quite enough. But either way, you take it, you spend it, and you wait for the next one. And the cycle continues, month after month, year after year. But here is the question that nobody in your workplace, your school, or your family ever sat you down to answer properly. What is your salary actually worth? Not the number, not the figure on the payslip. What does it actually buy you in real terms today compared to what it bought someone 10 years ago? Because this is the part of your modern salary that is quietly, invisibly, ruthlessly stealing from you every single year. And it has a name: inflation. Inflation means that the same number on your payslip buys you less and less as time goes on. If you got a 2% salary raise this year, but inflation is running at 4%, you did not get a raise. You got a pay cut. In real terms, in purchasing power, in what you can actually put in your fridge and your fuel tank, you are earning less than you were last year, even though the number went up. This is the modern version of your Roman soldier ancestor receiving fewer and fewer grams of salt over time while being told his wage stayed the same. And here is the myth I want to completely destroy for you right now, because it is one of the most damaging beliefs in modern working life. Most people think that a salary is financial security, that having a steady monthly income means you are safe. But a salary alone has never made anyone wealthy in all of modern financial history. Not once. Not a single person in the Forbes list of the world's wealthiest people built their fortune from a salary. Not one. A salary is a starting point. It is the raw material. But what you do with it, how you save it, how you invest it, how you make it work while you are not working, that is what separates financial stress from financial freedom. Your Roman soldier ancestor understood that his salt had to be used strategically. He could eat it, trade it, preserve food with it, or save it for a harder season ahead. He could not just hold it and hope it would be enough. Salt spoils if it gets wet. Grain rots if it is stored wrong. Physical wages demanded active management, and your modern salary demands exactly the same thing. It demands that you treat it not as a destination, but as a tool. Here is a simple truth that will immediately change how you see your income. The moment your salary arrives in your account, three things happen simultaneously, whether you are aware of them or not. The government takes its portion through taxes. Inflation begins quietly reducing its purchasing power from that very day forward. And whatever you spend immediately is gone forever. The only portion of your salary that has any chance of growing, any chance of building something lasting, any chance of becoming more than the number it started as, is the portion you do not spend, the portion you put to work. The ancient Egyptian worker who received 10 loaves of bread and saved 2 of them, even in that primitive, physical, ancient system, was practicing the exact same principle that modern financial advisors charge hundreds of dollars an hour to explain to you today. Pay yourself first, save before you spend. Let the portion you keep work harder than the portion you give away. And here is the final thing. The most successful people in modern finance do not chase a bigger salary. They chase a bigger gap between what they earn and what they spend. Because that gap, that space between income and expenses, is where wealth actually lives. It is where investments are born. It is where financial freedom starts. You could earn $50,000 a year and build more wealth than someone earning $200,000 if your gap is wider and your money is working smarter. The Roman soldier was paid in salt. The Egyptian laborer was paid in bread and beer. You are paid in digital numbers that appear on a screen. The form has changed completely. The principle has never changed once. What you do with what you are given is the only thing that has ever mattered. So here is the question I want you to sit with tonight. When your salary lands next month, and it will land, are you going to treat it like that Roman soldier who spent his salt ration in a day and waited hungry for the next payday? Or are you going to treat it like something valuable, something worth protecting and growing? The way ancient civilizations treated the very things they used to pay their people. The word salary has been with you your whole life. Now you finally know what it really means. Subscribe to Money Through the Ages, because next time we are pulling back another curtain on a financial word you use every day. And what you find behind it will change the way you see money completely. Do not miss it.